Assalamualaikum and good morning for Dr. Ladies and gentlemen.
Waalaikumsalam.
Okay, as we about to begin, I would like to inform that the QR code for attendance and participation today shall be displayed at the end of this talk, and we would like you to fill out our evaluation form where the link shall be shared later. So, ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to extend a very warm welcome to all of you. We appreciate you taking time off your busy schedules to join us today in another PEMULA talk series, getting a 360-degree perspective of your startup. We hope you will learn a lot today. We have lined up for you to be fruitful and engaging. As you are aware, Inovasi has recently launched PEMULA at UKM, where it is a program to enable UKM staff and students to establish a technology-based company startups. In order to ensure that these company startups become strong and competitive, Inovasi is responsible to facilitate them with the complete guidance and assistance. As one of it is our talk today, the PEMULA talk series. It's a sharing session of the respected speakers, which will be held periodically via online. All right, without much further ado, I invite our Deputy Director of Dr. Syawal Hamid, Mat Ali, as a moderator today to introduce our speaker and to proceed further. Okay, Prof, over to you.
Okay, thank you, Sherry, for the lovely introduction. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and very good morning, everyone. On behalf of the Pusat Inovasi and Pembinaan Teknologi, I would like to welcome Puan Roslin Mohd Daud from MRANTI to our weekly webinar series. I would like also to say thank you to all the participants for spending your valuable time attending this webinar today. I think currently we have 43 participants, and I believe the number is increasing. Puan Roslin, for your information, Pusat Inovasi and Pembinaan Teknologi has launched our startup program.
Yes,
yes,
I was informed. That's so great.
Yeah.
Alhamdulillah.
Yes, back in March this year, actually, in March this year. And we have opened the call for application, and currently has been receiving quite a number of applicants from the researchers as well as students, as well as postgraduate students and also undergraduate students. As part of our startup program, actually, we have planned several activities, including coaching and training, such as today's webinar. We are also looking forward to working with MRANTI for the startup program. I think Puan Sherry, she's also working on having our agreement, I think MOU or MOA with MRANTI, because we need help and guidance from MRANTI to accelerate our startup initiatives in UKM. And I believe today's topic is very interesting to all of us, especially to the future innovators and also entrepreneurs. The topic is a 360-degree perspective of the startup. And I believe Puan Roslin will talk about the startup ecosystem and also the challenges to be addressed by the startups, I believe. Yeah? I think before we proceed, I would like to introduce our speaker to the participants. Okay. Puan Roslin is the lead of the digital arm of capability building at MRANTI to design and deliver programs that bridge startups, academia, industry, government, and community groups, with a goal to accelerate technologies and solutions into the market for greater impact for the people and the innovation ecosystem. She also leads the business development and partnerships for content and new initiatives towards this goal. Puan Roslin served 7 years at Magic. Okay, Magic is, as we know that previously MRANTI was known as Magic, right? And prior to that, 22 years in business development and project management across industries in the private sector, such as a Vision 4 Media Group. Puan Roslin, this Vision 4 Media Group is the one that produced video content for the hotel, right?
Yes, that was a very, very long time ago.
Okay.
You had a Netflix, okay?
Yeah, the Asian Strategy and Leadership Institute, ASLI, UNDP Malaysia, and World Islamic Economic Forum Foundation, among others. Puan Roslin is passionate about developing innovators, entrepreneurs, and organizations in areas of purpose-driven innovation and exponential transformation. And is also a certified consultant in the EXO, Exponential Organization Model, and Certified Business Advisor with Growth Wheel International towards this purpose. I believe we will learn a lot from today's talk, especially coming from MRANTI, the organization that will accelerate the startups in Malaysia. I would like to encourage all the participants into this webinar to ask questions and to get as much as possible from today's talk. I think Puan Roslin, without further ado, I would like to call you to give your talk.
Okay, thank you so much, Prof. Sawa. That was a very warm welcome, and I wasn't nervous before, but when you mentioned all that, now I am. But I very much hope that this session hari ini we can, I will try to finish my presentation. Something I brought over to share with you guys, so that when you go back, you take something with you. But if you have time to share a bit more, I see a couple of my colleagues are also here. So if you need something in that area, hopefully they can also assist. So thank you again. And on behalf of MRANTI, I would like to thank Prof. Sawal, Sherry, and all of UKM for giving us this opportunity to be part of your PEMULA at UKM. It's very great. It's great to know that you are launching this program this year. Alhamdulillah. And we need more of that. And if we can be a part of that to help you achieve your goals, and that is what we're here to do. So if I may, also izinkan saya or allow me to deliver in English or BM, because sometimes bila dah start cakap tu kan, everything will come up. So okay, let me find my share button kat sini. Presentation. I can't see up here. Okay. Oh, sorry, wrong button. Slideshow. All right. I will go all the way back to this deck. You see, there's quite a lot. Okay. Alrighty. So today I would like to share with everyone kat sini something about getting an insight into what you're going into, because sometimes bila you nak start your startup and you're at the point at the beginning and you can't see where you're headed, and that is very, very difficult. And for me, it's always easier to work back from where you want to go and what you need to do to get there. So we are giving you this presentation to help you see what is the ecosystem around your startup or your business, or even the idea or research that you're working on right now. So what is around that you need to work on? It's not just you out there. There are a lot of things going around. And why I'm here is to share with you exactly what I shared, and why MRANTI is here is for us. Well, formerly we were Magic and TPM. We were one was supporting entrepreneurs, one was trying to accelerate commercialization of research and development. But we figured if we work together, we can do a lot more, and we can put in the developmental element in commercialization, and bring in the probably the consumer aspect of those who would be receiving your technology on the other end. So not just developmental, kat MRANTI, we will inshallah be supporting you with the infrastructure that we have, the guidance and the consultancy. We have engineering team to help you. We have manufacturing, we have labs, and we have even spaces for you to pop in and work there if you'd like. We have technology commercialization support if you have any issues with in your commercialization path, and if you'd like to take that a little bit further and test what you already have, we have the National Technology and Innovation Sandbox there for you. And within that is where my unit reside. We are part of a bigger unit called ecosystem development, dan dalam ecosystem development tu ada enterprise development. So this is where we help people like you in trying to build your idea into something that is viable, desirable, feasible, and viable at the end. And what the unit I'm leading is the online, the digital platform. We kicked this off 2019 because we realized we have to be on the digital call and to make this accessible to everybody, because technology is here so that education can be democratized to everyone at a marginally zero cost. That's the ideal of it. So under my portfolio, there is this growth wheel, actionable strategy platform. We also have online courses and the Digital Business Academy. We also run innovation webinars such as this. And what we're here to look into are the cornerstones of the startup, which you may not already know yet, but you will get to know them as you go along, and how critical are decisions and actions in this sense. It is one thing to be learning and doing things, but you do the decisions that you make and the actions that you take. What determines where you go and where you go in from where you want to be, from where you are to where you want to be. So I shall move this to the side and you can see it. Okay. 20 years of research. Okay. We have found that the creators of this platform have found that all businesses, regardless of your industry, regardless of your size, regardless of your what stage of business you're in, will have these 4 common challenge areas. And it really doesn't matter where you are. I mean, if you're thinking, am I good enough to start? The same question may be asked by those who have been operating 20 years. The challenges are, of course, in the area of how do you come up with a creative business concept, something that is a little different from 1,000 others, or something with its own uniqueness. And then what kind of team or organization that is needed to drive this concept forward. And you know, when you have, bila you dah ada business concept yang menarik dan ada value, then you also have a team. Maybe you start with 1-person team or 2-person team. Ultimately, a 300-person team would have the challenge also. Your revenue or your impact can only come from one place, and that is your customer. So how do you build lasting relationships with them? They can be your B2C customers, they can be your B2B customers, or you can be your B2G customers. And soon you will have B2M, business to metaverse customers. And once you have that, some people say, Muslim, I ada banyak customer tapi tak ada pula untung, no profit. So how you operate also will dictate how profitable your operation would be, how you capture value from the customer that you have built. So don't worry about this. You are not alone. Everybody goes through this at one stage or another. That said, there will be so many decisions that you need to make in these areas. But of course, you only have 24 hours in a day. So how do you do that? So going into, you may be asking, so what should I be thinking about in these challenge areas? In each one of the different colors, kita bubuh warna yang lain-lain so that it's easy for you to remember. Yellow is for business concept, red is for your team, green is for your customers, and blue is for your operations. All these 4 colors. So what are the focus areas that should be? We found that there are focus areas in each one of these challenge areas that you would need to deal with daily. So there are 5 in each. We have simplified that for you. So the first one would be building the business concept. So we may be thinking now, what makes a good business concept? There are a lot of things that would make your business attractive, desirable by people out there. Of course, you do. That starts with, firstly, your business idea. What is your mission and vision and problem that you're solving with that? And how do you review that idea? For those yang work on R&D. I saw tadi the TP 3-in-1 producer. She spent 20 years working on that, and that is a long time to be spending, finding the value of that. But how do you then deliver that value out there so that you can capture value from that and make something return for yourself, either in impact or in financial wise. And then you will have questions around what kind of product you'll be putting out there, kan? So bila you ada product tu, you kenalah ada value proposition. You can, if you're working in something technical, you have a product sheet. Some of you will be working on an app that will be like testing something that is not, people cannot see, and then some of you may be working on prototyping something that would be, huge, or machinery or something. And then, of course, bila you have the product, you need to make money from it. And what are the decisions I need to make around revenue model? And then once you have all this, you must have a customer, betul? And then, siapa customer saya? Daripada segmen mana? Where can I find them? Who's my lead? And then, who are they? What's their persona? And then, another focus area that you may need to make decisions around would be where you stand in the market. What's your market position? How do I compare between my competitors? And how does my product compare to my competitors and to my customers? How does the value differ to my customers? Okay. And once you have all that, bila dah ada your concept, you will need a team to drive it yourself, with a small team or a bigger team. And the focus areas here, there are 5 mostly, who would be on your board. And one of the questions, eventually when you get to that stage, you need to consider. But kalau you are working on a research that might take time, then sparring partners may be the people that you may be looking for, people who would be debating with you, people who would give you thoughts, feedback, insights, and there are people who will be advising you, and people on the outside of your idea, macam who would be your potential buyer. If you're looking for a corporate buyer or industrial buyer, then you need the right connection to get you there, whether it's a trade buyer. So, and there will be advisors, experts, your IP, patent agent, or those your legal advisor. And then you will also need to make decisions on your team. Who are they? Where can I get them? I mean, would they be the right people for it? Do I need an inventor? Do I need a marketer? Do I need a passion person? Do I need a marketing? And then in some of your case, then you might be a creative team. That, I mean, if you're building something big, then it's that easy for your customers to use. How should it look like? Cantik ke tak cantik, but cantik berguna ke tak, kan? And then you may also have decisions to make around partnerships. Who would be the collaborators to this idea at this beginning when there's nothing out there? Who would be able to collaborate with you? And then I would say, I like this when you say a yes and person, not a yes but person. When you say, yes, I can do that, and you can do that too. And not somebody who say, yes, but, you want a yes and person. So someone who would give you co-financing or knowledge, reference you to another project. And apart from that, in your team, you also have, some of you may have these business processes, you may have logistics partners, you may have a value chain, you may have a value stream, you may have people in your insourcing or outsourcing. And then, of course, when it comes to research and development, there would be the legal aspect of it, your legal documents, your IP, your compliance, IP, there's a lot of things under IP. So do you know that? And are you stuck somewhere and not being able to move because you don't? And then while you have that study, your concept and then your team to drive it, where do you find your customers then? You do need to do networking. Yeah, so as much as me being an introvert, I do need to get out there and put to share this with you, like what I'm doing now. But if you have something that you're working on, that you have a vision that would benefit the world or the community or just your neighborhood, you do need to find people out there to bring it out for you. Okay, and then where do you find it? How do you network? How do I map this? What do I do? Where do I find my lead on those? And then marketing. So marketing is I would say your message about what you're offering, your message, how you describe your offer to your buyer. Are they tech savvy, or they just want something to look young, like TP3? I don't care what you put in it, just make me look young. So how do you convey that message to the right market? You may have a lot of technicalities in it, but does your customer even care about it? Or did they just care about you solving their problems with it? Okay, so you do need to know. You have to survey what do they think about this idea. How do you dialogue with them? What kind of conversation do you need to have different customers? And then you will probably have questions around sales and services. Siapa nak tolong, who will be, my sales channels for this? Siapa my customer pipeline? And what are the chains involved in this? And so on top of that, this above the line or below the line is your communication and your PR. How do you get your product or your solution in the news? What kind of news? What kind of story do I put up there? How do I send out the press release? How can I send? Where do I get this contact numbers, okay, of the media channels? And finally, as you grow, you may find that sometimes you dah tak ada masa nak jumpa so many customers or do so many workshops or go talk to at so many places. So at that point, you probably have a good brand already, because bila you dah ada customer, meaning your brand is already out there. So this is the point where you can leverage your brand to speak for you. So it's very important what you put in the brand. What does your brand convey? What is the authenticity of that brand? What is the brand truth? What's that single one true thing about what you do that your brand says about you? Okay, so dah ada customer ni, so you do need to leverage on your customers so that you can make money out of them. And of course, decisions, financial are the heartbeat of your operations, the lifeline, even the very little keluar masuk, debit, credit. Those of you on SaaS product would need to look at not just SaaS. I mean, any kind of business, you need to know what the cost of going to find one customer. And if that cost validates the lifetime value of that customer, you do the sekejap ke, is he like 20 years with me or just 1 month with me, sekali try dah tak try lagi. And then you need to calculate, always be aware of your runway or your burn rate, and then you can look into decisions to keep your balance sheet balanced. Okay. Funding also is another way to get your business profitable, is all these financial tools kat sini, grant, funding, factoring, kepada. And you also do need to make an analysis of your idea. What are the risk analysis related? What are the risks? And you have to analyze those risks associated with your product or your business. So in sense of all these areas in the team, suppliers, what are the risks connected with each one of these? Some of you may be in the business that require production or delivery, then there will be decisions there to make on your production capacity. Kat mana you need to locate it, how big of a space, what kind of an IT structure, infrastructure then I perlukan, what kind of equipment, what kind of technical equipment that you need. And then some of you, as you grow, you will be needing IT systems, or you may even need it early at the beginning. So what kind of software? What do I start with? There are a lot of free ones out there. and a lot of fancy, more functional ones out there. How do I optimize it? And how do I innovate it? And what is the security around it? Dan juga some of you would require facilities to run or operate your business. And where should that facilities be? Kat MRANTI pun boleh. And then what is my production capacity? How do I design this factory, or what kind of inventory should I have? So many questions kat sini. But so how the decisions you make and the outcome and the impact of your decisions can also be seen if you take a step back. Kan, if you see daripada jauh, the 4 quadrants tadi, if you look at the horizontal view, those yang belah atas will tell you how you're creating value. Kalau you ada business concept and you don't have customers, then maybe there's not enough value that you are creating or delivering out there. Okay, and so this one will give you an external view of your business, and how people view your business, and then your customers, and how customers view your business. And kalau you go kat belah bawah horizontally, that will give you a view of how efficient you are operating your business. Do you have a good team, and do you have an optimum operations? So if you have a good team but tak ada untung pun, then you might want to see what is it in the operations that not working. But you have like super duper system working. Orang lain pakai sistem ni dapat untung, but I'm not. You may want to look at your team. You want to reconsider what is going on with your team there. And okay, so if you look at vertically, the one on the belah kiri, your business concept and your team will pretty much tell you what is your business design. Kalau you seorang and you have a concept, you probably a very, very new startup, or not yet a startup, but just going to be a startup. And kalau 3-5 orang, pretty much still a startup. And kalau your team dah ramai 30 and then your business macam tu, then you could be that kind of organization or corporate or agency or anything. So these 2 elements will pretty much tell you what is your business design, and the one on your right side will give you a view of how the business is run. Meaning, if you can see customers and you can see revenue, then you probably have a good development going there. But if you see customers but no revenue, then maybe you need to tweak a little bit, your business model kat situ. Look into your operations. So using all that focus area study, how then do you know that you are creating value? What I like about this is there is one tool that I would say is a lifeline of your business. That is a business model canvas. So the good thing is you can use that framework study of your 4 quadrants and your 20 focus areas and map them again, the business model canvas kat sini, because what this one page of boxes tell you is that on the right side, am I creating value for my customers? Do I have a unique proposition for them? And who is them? Line up your customer segment there. Does your segment match your value proposition or your nilai? And then how do I, what is my relationship with them? And how do they get access to what I'm offering? Okay, so once you have that on the right side, whatever happens in kat belah sini will need something to make it happen. So on your left side are those that will make you happen. Most of the time, it will be yourself and your resources, your team, maybe your internet, your factory, anything here, and what kind of things that you do to make this value happen kat sini. And are there people out there or parties or partners or organizations that can help me create this value to defray my cost? Because kalau you look at it both sides, the one on the left here are your costs, are your that will create you your cost. Then you see kat belah kiri kat bawah tu is the cost structure. Whatever happens here, ada nilainya in the terms of cost. Whatever happens on the right side, nilainya is in revenue or impact if you're a social enterprise or if you're a social business, then you're the making revenue and impact kat sini. So on the left side, on the right side will tell you how desirable you are. Your business is. You can be desirable too, but your business should be desirable. So do you have customers and do you have value for them? Does your customer want your value? As in, they don't want product, they don't want anything, they don't care about what you do, but they want the value that your product or solution gives to them. Okay. And then kat belah kiri is where you know now what it tells you, the feasibility of your business, what makes it happen. And if you are the desirability, you are the feasibility, then it will tell you whether your business is viable or not. So the cost structure and the revenue structure will give you the viability of your business. So how you can map 20 focus area tadi is, you may use them and they may fall into this. So macam your customer, your segment, your market position, all this will fall under this segment, and what your mission is, your purpose, your view, the description, the idea is what creates the value. And I can spend a whole day talking about business model canvas because I love it, but maybe that can be another session. But today, this is a very quick view to tell you how you can map your business model to the 20 focus area tadi. So what's interesting here is there's no stopping. Your business model is a living thing, and your decisions, there will always be decision. It will never stop because you need to create value at all levels. Once you dah lepas your pre-startup, you already have a startup going, then you will be making decisions in how do I move into my growth? And then once you're going further and further up there, there will be different kinds of decisions and different kinds of actions that you need to take. So one question that you can ask yourself right now is, at which life stage is your team or your company right now, and what does it take for me to move from where I am to where I want to be? And I would like to also bring, since we are all here in the space of commercialization, there will be decisions, critical decisions and actions that need to be made in each of these stage towards you going to product deployment. Bear in mind, it normally is not a linear like this. Life is not that easy. It will go in circles again and again. So sometimes there will be decisions that you make. Mostly at the beginning, that will be your desirability. At beliau sampai kat tengah, there will be feasibility somewhere in the middle. How does it get done? So up at the end here is where the viability comes. Then you will know whether the time that I spent all this while, is that going to create return for me and the return for the people that I built this for. And a lot of time, good innovations in universities or anywhere or in the lab, they get bogged down in any one of this. So why do you get stuck? And these are the common areas where they get stuck at. So you can possibly take, for example, if you find it very hard to get funding. I apply banyak kali, but I still don't get. I pitch 500 times, I baru dapat satu. So you may want to consider, is that my business concept? Is there not enough value that I'm offering out there? Or maybe I'm not doing it for the right people or for the right reason even, or is it even the right problem to be working on? So you may want to go back to the 20 focus area study and ask yourself some questions, why this is happening, what decisions I need to make now. And once you have that decisions are very easy to make. You can make a lot of them. But what actions do I take? Do you take action on them or not? And you probably already know all this. Like, this is nothing new, probably for some of you, but for some who may have done this before, you already know, and it's nothing new for you. But we are here to tell you that you don't have to do it all. What you need to do is to do the first things first, so that you also don't stress yourself. Otherwise, you all need a TP3 in one. And so we are here, me representing on behalf of MRANTI, we are here to help you make decisions and take that action. You know already those areas, you know you have to do this and that and that. But how do I start? So I say start from wherever you are. Tak kira lah you dah 3 bulan and then suddenly you start from where you are, assess yourself again. So what I will be sharing to all of you who attend today, yay bonus, I will be sharing with you maybe an email, this tool. It's sort of, you can print it out and share it with your team or your mentors or your advisors and assess yourself. You can assess yourself in 3 areas. You can assess in one, with how your business is going or how my idea is doing right now. Is it not going anywhere? Kalau macam you tengok kotak-kotak yang dalam bulatan ni kan, if you think you're just 25%, just shade yang paling bawah sekali. And then if you think, well, your business idea is, I have a solid one, perfect, it's good to go. You can shade all the way up, semua kotak ni daripada tengah sampai kat luar, the whole thing, 100% you're there. But and then look at all the other areas and see which one is it that is the least that requires your focus right now. I know all of this, you need to focus on all of this, right? But what do you focus on right now? And pick up 1 to 3 to work on. Give yourself time. 1 dan 2, 3 focus areas ni, I want to work on within 30 hari ke, 60 hari ke, 90 hari ke, or within this week, I need to do this already. But I would suggest, supaya kita tak shock sendiri, get your team member or your mentor or somebody who knows about your business to also assess you, so that when you sit down together, and bear in mind, it's not about filling this gap, it's not about doing this, it's about then the conversation you have. Bila you kata, I mean, idea is 100%, but your co-founder kata, I don't think so, it's just 50%. Then you have that discussion. Why are you saying it's 100%? Why are you saying it's 50%? Then kalau you tak align, then there is a great need for you to sit down and discuss and go over all the areas that you might have missed, so that you can fix what is not right and move on. Another way you will assess use this to assess is, if you're already beyond, you already have a startup going and then you want to grow, what are the opportunities out there? So bila you assess opportunities, it's the other way around. You want to look at and pick up focus areas that give you the most, the 100%, oh no, 75% that you want. What kalau opportunity to like it's 100% for you, then go for it. Kalau you think the opportunity is for you to build a bigger brand by collaborating with someone, then what are the decisions that you need to make towards that, and what are the actions you need to take? Okay, and as user, at this point, funding, I'm quite confident there is opportunity for me to get funding. I need to find a VC now, then go for it. Find about 1 to 3 focus areas that you need to work on to grab the opportunity from out there. And another way you can assess is through your skills. You already have the opportunities, you already have your startup going, but you feel that's not enough. Where should I build my skills or my team? Then you assess again, what are your skills? What skills do you need to build? Do you need to now be more skillful in picking my board members? Do you need now to, what skills do I need to understand? What IT system I need to install? Do I need to learn about metaverse now? Or do I need to learn about what, building a TV commercial, something like that. So go after those that requires this one, go for the lower number so that you can identify what are your weaknesses and then go for it to build it. Okay. We will also give you this tool, ataupun you can do this in Excel sheet, but it is nice to have something that you can work on. Pick your focus area and then tuliskan kat situ what are the decisions I need to make, and then kat bawah tu what are the actions I need to take from this decision. Jangan buat decision je tapi tak ada action, and then identify the person who is supposed to do that and the timeline that he's supposed to do it within. Okay, and then another thing, another goodie that we can share with you, it's just right now you can scan this QR code so that you will access our Digital Business Academy and get about access of more than 85 courses kat sini under these 5 pillars, because these courses were created by founders themselves, by our partners at Cambridge Judge Business School and Future 50 Tech Nation in the UK. These are all content towards you building that digital business, and especially in areas where a lot of our users, they find the ideas and products very useful for them. And then as you move and grow, then marketing and sales will be the courses that they go for. And then some of them will need to build people and a team. And then some of you need to prepare for the different kinds of pitches that you need to do. Angel ke, Series A ke, Series B. All of those courses, kalau you scan QR code kat sini, you will come across a registration. Fill that registration up, send it out, then you will get an email to ask you to create an account. So once you create an account there, you can start accessing and start learning. A quick look into what this courses offers you that matches your focus area study. All these under product ideas and products kat sini, we have all these courses for you. Under people, under operations and finance, under brand marketing, and under marketing and sales. These are all what a founder or business owner need to do day in, day out in their life. So there is a QR code for you to scan and register, and then start learning. Okay. So one last thing. It's one thing to make decisions, very, very easy to make decisions. You can make a lot of them, but there is another thing to carry them out. So you really need support. Talk with your team, converse, share your thoughts and share your assessments with your program organizer or what you call it, mentors, advisors. Talk it out, discuss, and list down what decisions you need to make and what actions you need to take. Okay, so I would love to continue this conversation, but thank you so much for this time. If you need to connect with me, that's my email address. Okay, I think that's it for me, alhamdulillah. I will stop sharing and let's just converse here right now.
Thank you, Puan Roslin, for the valuable talk and also sharing session. I think we have learned quite a lot from your talk today. And if I can recap a bit, okay, I think Puan Roslin, you have started with the good concept of startup, okay, where I think you have talked about the 4 important focus areas to start with the business concept, and then to have a strong organization, and then we go to the customer relationships, and then we look at our profitable operations on how we can make our business profitable. I think this, again, from these 4 important key concepts, then we have seen how to develop the business model canvas, though it is quite very general, very brief, but we have seen how this one piece of paper, a chart on a piece of paper that can tell a lot about the business, about the market. Yeah. I think from this chart, we can see everything. Okay, it's a complete perspective of the startup. Yeah, and then you have shared some tools, which is I think is very interesting. The growth wheel 360 screening tool. I think this is something that we can also use here in PIK in our pusat inovasi.
Definitely, definitely.
So yeah.
Prof, it is a platform actually. It is an interactive platform. It's a virtual, it's a cloud-based platform where those onboarded business owners who are onboarded on there will have access to these tools digitally, and they can actually work on that and have that conversation with someone else, even the coach or the advisor. But it can also be done physically. Macam kalau if I may have your contact emails after this for us to send it out, we will. And a few other tools also, because what macam decision sheets, macam what are the decisions involved in creating in describing my idea, so we can send that to you.
Yes, we would love to have the tools, I think, Puan, because I think I think we will share our email, our contacts, and then if you can share the tools, and we can, I think we can also keep in touch that we can have some other tools that are very useful for our startup and businesses. And then I think the growth wheel concept, I think the growth wheel 360 concept is very important, because we will know where we are, and you can identify our weakness point and where what to focus on. I think,
yeah. Because sometimes kalau kita pergi workshop ke, there's so much we learn kan, dan satu hari, 2 hari, seminggu ke, 2 minggu ke, but lepas tu nak start kat mana, apa nak buat sekarang. You learn all this thing. Okay, what do I do now? Just you and your business. Orang semua dah balik kan. You just you and your business, that maybe it's not going anywhere. So so it's good to have that conversation with someone, or just yourself, just assess. Kan, apa yang kena buat, apa yang keputusan yang kena buat, and what action you take. You must take that.
I think that is the most difficult thing to do, to decide what to do. I mean, you know, sometimes we don't know what to do.
Betul, you don't know what you don't know, right?
Yeah. Okay. I think now we will go to the Q&A session. I think I will open the floor for any questions. Let me check the chat. If you have any question, you can raise your hand, or you can just pick up from through the Zoom, or you can also post your question on the chat box, so I can read your question.
That's quite interesting. Our greatest hurdle is who should be the CEO.
Okay, all right, sure. Okay, Puan, maybe you can answer that question first. The greatest hurdle.
I would be able to advise if I were CEO. Unfortunately, I'm not. But okay, but I would say when you are in a team, you want someone who would, at the end of the day, would be responsible for what is going on, what happens, and how the team is doing, or how the business is doing. Someone with the vision to know where it's going, and although they may not have the skill or knowledge or technology to run it, but they know what can be done to move you or the business from today here and tomorrow kat mana. Because that's what I remember MIT Sloan Business School. They have this framework they call disciplined entrepreneurship. You may want to check this out. Very good book and workbook also. They also have a tool, DE toolbox. It's called disciplined entrepreneurship. So Bill Olet, the creator, say it's ideal if you have 3% in the team, where one is the passionate one. Dia tak technology pun tak ada, the idea pun tak ada, but he knows business. He will be the one waking up in the morning when everyone else dah give up. Okay, and the other one is the one with the technology. Of course, they don't care about people, they don't care about market. I just work on this technology. And the other one is the one who puts it out there, the marketing, the hustler. But who should be the CEO? That should be, I guess, once you know your team, and it's very important that you know what you want, outcome, where you want to be, where you want the business to be, and what is the person you think that would be the most fit to drive that no matter what happens. Okay, this is the person who would take the fall for someone else. Okay, and this would also be the person who you will fire if the company collapses. Okay, so it's good to be up there. It could also be down there. So who is that person? Who is that who will say, yes, fire me if this doesn't work out, but let me take you there. Okay, so that's I guess.
I think one the reason why we have this question is because I think the majority of us here are from research, and we are researchers. We are actually we are not good at doing businesses, and maybe perhaps we don't have these skills to do businesses.
Not yet.
Yeah. Okay, and I think there's another question. Please suggest a nice book for a beginner to venture into business. Do you have any suggestions?
Oh wait, there's so many. I think that is. You probably have heard Eric Ries's Lean Business. I would suggest on discipline entrepreneurship. Definitely, this is by Bill Olet. Let me put it in here. There they do it. One is the book and one is the workbook, and they have a platform also.
Oh.
And are very, very generous in sharing their curriculum, even the content, with any entrepreneurs out there, because they want everyone to become or have that entrepreneur. Yeah.
Okay, discipline entrepreneurship.
Yeah, it's by Bill Olet, and he is the founder or managing director at MIT Sloan Business School.
Okay, Bill Olet. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Puan. Okay. I think I can see Prof. Rosdedi has raised his hand. Okay, Prof, you can go ahead with your question.
Okay, thank you, Prof. Shawal. Hi, Puan Roslin. Thanks for sharing. But I joined a bit late. I'm not sure have you addressed this or not. Most of us from the academics, but from your experience in MRANTI, how does the academic can address the challenge to build or to venture into this startup ecosystem?
Okay. Very big question there, because when you start an ecosystem, it's a lot of things in the ecosystem. We have the academia, of course, yourself. We cannot do without you, because all the innovation, all the brains, all the technologies come from your end. And there is the government side. That is where we come from. There is also the private sector, with all the corporations. This is where, and then investors or funders, this is where all the support financially would come in. And that's also very important, the civil society. Those people that we do things for, because without them, we won't be here. So what are the problems? What are the opportunities are there? So you may want to consider which area of this that you want to go into. But maybe if your question is, if I were to go into the entrepreneurship, if I want to start on the entrepreneurship journey, the path, so for me, the big question is, why do you want to do that? Why do you wake up every morning wanting to do this? Is the problem so big and so huge and that bothers you so much that you say, I am the person to solve this problem. I will do anything, wake up every single morning to learn, to whatever, to find it. So that passion has to be there. So you can start with passion, but of course it's not sufficient. It's not optimum. You do need knowledge. And at this time, you will also need technology. Sebab technology can do a lot for you in the sense of mempercepatkan or memudahkan. It can accelerate. Think about kalau you nak jumpa 50 orang dalam satu hari, physically you may not, you can only meet 5 orang kan. But if I sit here and do this Zoom thing, I can see 50 of you at the same time kan. So a lot of things macam boleh di-automatekan sekarang, macam your daily accounting, there is a cloud that can do that for you. But balik to your prof question, how do you start? It has to come from your own. My question is, what is your purpose? Why are you doing this? And for who? You need to have that person you're doing it for. Because if you're working just because you think, oh, I have this idea, I pandai buat ni, I buat ni memang terror lah, meja ni boleh tukar jadi katil, jadi kerusi, you like perfect. Spend like 10 months on it dan keluar. The first customer yang you rasa nak benda tu, they're like, macam mana nak buka ni, tak pandai. You know, they're like, tak nak lah, I just rather have a simple chair. So, you know, your customers, there has to be someone you're doing it for, or if the problem is something you experience, find out if that problem is also experienced by 10, 100, or 1,000 more people. The bigger the problem, people don't like problem, but I love problems because with problems come opportunities. And you need opportunities. You have to capture every single opportunity out there and then create value from there. So don't run away from problems. Be the first one out there to say, give me that problem, let me solve it, and see if you really create value from there. How many people can you benefit with what you do, and how it's at the end of the day, how can you make someone's life better with what you do? That's it, very simple. They don't care you spend 20 years on it. They don't care what kind of technology. They don't care like how fancy. If it works, I mean, give it now. I want TP3 in 1 right now. Like, any kind of, like, you know. So have your big purpose, have your vision, and have your mission, and have your purpose. The bigger the purpose, the bigger problem is the better. Because you know the way to get the knowledge, you know how to research, you know how to build it. But why are you doing it?
Okay, thank you, Puan. Thank you. Yes, I like that statement. I like problem because from the problems we can have opportunities.
Yeah, and we are here to make the big problems small.
Yeah.
Small. Macam right now, hujan lebat, some people don't have a drop of water in the house. So, you know, it's very, very basic need, but how do you make that big? It's a big problem because you don't have basic need, it's a big problem.
Yeah.
How you can make the problem small? Okay.
Okay, thank you. I think we have another question. From Susanna, what are characteristics of good industry partner?
Oh, wait. Okay, a good industry partner would be able to give you access, would be able to give you more than funding, will be able to give you knowledge, will be able to give you, I would say, market network access and insights and experience on what works and what doesn't work, because they are meant to memudahkan ataupun mengenhancekan what you do, if other than giving you funds ataupun kewangan. Okay.
So there's a question from Sazlina. My name is Sazlina from Faculty of Health Sciences. Our project had registered and had an account with Beijing previously.
Okay.
Do we need to register with MRANTI again, or the Beijing account is automatically transferred to MRANTI?
Yeah.
Secondly, can MRANTI help us with social enterprise accreditation? We have received basic SE last year and hoping to get the full accreditation by Cusco.
Yeah, that was previously made that. Yes, because I'm not sure about what account. Kalau you kata account yang nak masuk, nak register to event, tu you kena. I know when we do events, kalau you nak register, you kena ada account dengan Magic. Yes, and we are still very much Magic as in operation wise. If you create an account, it should still be there, because kita belum migratekan to MRANTI lagi. But if you have problems, please inform Prof. Sawal or Sherry, who can just let me know directly. That will be a tech issue to look into. I think you probably are a social enterprise, and sebab you dah register dengan social SE accreditation kan. So congratulations for getting a Rizal is here. Thank you, Rizal. Yes, still Magic Central Database. Yes. I would love to give you more information on the SE accreditation. However, I don't have the full capacity or visibility of it, but we can channel this question to the team that is managing this, because with that transition daripada Magic ke MRANTI, and then I think it's now under Cusco kan. What your question is, your accreditation. I'm not sure whether you tersangkut ke? You dah dapat receive basic SE last year. Oh, okay. Now you want the full one. I'm so sorry. I don't have knowledge on how you get to the full one, but I will channel this question to our colleague at Social Innovation. Okay. Oh, our drone team covered all the from drone tech today. Yay, that's good. Were you there to do it with them? Or it does work. I know they have this bootcamp that they did 24 steps in 24 hours. I don't know, half of them did not survive, but I think some of them survived. So congratulations. So please share it out if you can, for a lot more people. It would be very, very good indeed.
Yeah, I think Prof. Roslin is actively involved with drone project with Aerodyne and someone else.
Okay. Kita ada orang drone kat sini, and NTIS result is there. Not specifically looking into drone, but he manages the sandbox.
Okay. Actually, there's one more question. Can you share success of startup company by academia briefly? Because
at this point, not that I personally know, but kita baru je on board. We just completed a boot camp that ran for 5 days for technology innovations, specifically for ASM dengan YSN. So these are all researchers. Sebab sebelum ni, our participants boot camp workshops tak ada lagi yang purely from the academia. So if there are any success story from there, which we hope we will have, we will share it with you. But do not let that deter, because you can be the first one, okay? Because yes, I am supposed, Sherry did share with me yang PEMULA at UKM. Please, register for that. You don't know, you may be the one that is selected, because research-based businesses, we need more of that out there, because it's easy to do business like, okay, goreng pisang ni bagus, banana is good. But yes, what is good about banana? Give me the details of it. All the research you did, all the value that comes from that, you need to put it out there, so that we know we can be better consumers or better users of technology. If we start educating people that bila you nak beli barang, you have to know something about it, benefit.
Yeah. Yes. Okay, thank you. But I think if I want to continue from that question, I think among the activities for startup, we will have like a coaching and training session so that this startup can pitch their product to the potential investors.
Okay.
From your experience, what is the success rate for this pitching session? I don't know.
I would say a successful startup, for him to get the first pitch right, he would have done 500 pitches. Okay, 500 pitches. And there's no, I would say success story. I would say you would be successful if someone calls you, say, okay, let's talk. That's it. Even then, kalau you dapat that invitation by a VC or investor, let's talk, that conversation with them will change a lot of things also. So it does not mean you're successful at that point where you get called, but because a lot of things may change from there, and a lot of things you may have to pivot. So there's no success in pitching. It's about why you pitch is for you to get your message out, because you need to like make people believe it.
Yeah.
You need, the more you do, the better you get, and then remember, the people you pitch to, the content, the message, the timing is different for each one.
Yeah.
So it needs a lot of training.
Okay. Thank you, Puan. Any more questions from the floor? So far, okay. Dr. Salina said thank you to Encik Rizal for the info, and she will contact Medak or Kusko.
Okay, but let me check with my SE team. Maybe kalau Sherry ke boleh share the detail of that, siapa yang tanya soalan tadi, and their social enterprise, the details, and then we can check if we still have access to what happened before. I received a direct message kat sini that SICAP joined the SICAP program 2021, eligible for matching grant, but didn't manage to get it because the CEO withdraw. Your CEO, is it? The CEO of the business. And you have trained the CEO for 4 years. Okay, when your team member leaves you and your team member is your CEO, I guess just the first thing that you should do now is like give it a few moments to breathe and probably curse him or her a little bit. But please, you do need to get up and then go do it all over again. Maybe I wish I can help you there, but technically though, if you know the person who you were dealing with, maybe you can reach out and explain that to them. But you know, somebody leaves the team is always a short drawback, but that is where your passion comes in. That is where you like, okay, whatever, let's do this again. Okay.
Yeah, I think Magic. Yeah, I also attended the session with Sika I think last year. I
Yeah,
believe.
last year.
Yeah, I think Magic or MRANTI is also still doing this type of program.
Yeah, it's Mika, it's MRANTI Innovation Challenge Accelerator.
Okay, all right. Okay, then if there's no more question, maybe one last question from me. Actually, we already past 1 hour. Okay, so I think from your slide, from the presentation, you have seen, you have shown that Magic has facilities that perhaps we can use the facilities. So not Magic, I mean MRANTI. Yeah. Okay. What sort of facilities? Like a space for the factory, that kind of thing?
Okay. Starting with developmental is like knowledge macam ni. Next would be the services and consultancy. And my colleague kat sini in technology commercialization is also here. If you want to add in anything, please do, Rahim. We support in the area of IP and everything that fall within that, and also giving consultancy and guidance in the technology transfer process. And there are I think sessions and workshops in there, and the NTIS, of course, the sandbox. There is not just the funding, there is also the summer developmental, there's consultancy, there's guidance, and partnership, market access. Correct me if I'm wrong, Riza, maybe if there's more. And apart from that, we have an incubator and incubator space, and many of our incubators are also dirumahkan di Magic. Dan apart from, kita juga ada MRANTI Nexus, where we help you with your I would say manufacturing. Some of you will need macam products, you will need the production, packaging, the I would say the biotechnology support in it. There's also the engineering arm of Magic MRANTI, where they will help you transfer your sketches into an actual prototype or a machine or a product. So they experts in this, they can give you advice on how to move you from an idea to an actual prototype. And what else is that? We have the innovation, international innovation hub, where kita ada makers lab that is apa ni, it is fitted with 3D printers, a lot of tools and laser. There's so many things in there, I don't even know what they're called. And juga program dan workshop, dan juga advice and consultancy. Gosh, what else is there? There's quite a lot. There's space. If you do need an office space, of course, always there to rent. If you need land to move your business to MRANTI or to Bukit Jalil, we do have team to help you with that also.
Okay, thank you, Puan. I think that's very useful, very valuable information for us. I think some of us or some of our startups may need this kind of services or facilities.
Betul, semua satu tempat kan?
Ya, tempat betul. Currently, you can when they join our startup, okay, we will provide them like office space. But
Okay.
we cannot provide them the manufacturing plant or the.
Okay. Kita ada tu, insyaAllah. But please come by and we can, if you need to talk to the engineering team on your needs, then they are the experts lah.
Okay, thank you, Puan. I think with that we have ended our session. I think we don't.
Alhamdulillah, thank you so much.
I think we will still keep in touch.
Yes.
And I believe that we can still send email if you want to ask something from you and
Okay, yes, definitely.
for example, the tools that you have shared just now, okay, something that we can also use later on.
Betul,
Okay,
yes.
with that, I thank you again. I thank you very much for your valuable talk today. And I think we have learned quite a lot. Okay, we have, I think, all the participants, we are very grateful to have you today here. And
Yeah.
then that I pass back to Sherry. Sherry, over to you.
Thank you,
All
Prof, for
right.
moderating. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you, Prof, and thank you, Roslin, for very fruitful discussion just now. So, all right, Prof, doctors, ladies and gentlemen, finally we come to the end of our talk today. So, before we close, perhaps we could have a proper session